Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Izine, and on this channel I make sewing tutorials. In today's video and I think subsequent videos, I'm going to be showing you how to make a button down shirt. Now if you'd like to see how I make this, continue watching, and if you have any questions you can leave this in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And with that being said, let's get started. We're going to start by drafting our front bodice pattern and our back bodice pattern on a piece of paper. I left out some inches so that I'll be able to draft the plackets later on. First thing I'm going to do is to measure from my waist to where I want the shirt to stop. And for me this was 24 inches. Okay, so I measured and marked 24 inches and used my ruler to draw a straight line. The next thing I did was to measure 3/4 of an inch downward from the armhole, and then I'm going to redraw the armhole. Then I added 1 inch to my bust measurement. And from that point I'm going to square it to the hemline. And on the waistline I went in by 1 inch. Next thing I did was to connect the points together. And at this point I used my curve to get rid of the sharp edge. Now if your hip measurement is bigger than your bust measurement, on the hemline you're going to measure the quarter of your hip measurement plus 1 inch, then join the points. Don't draw a straight line like I did. I did it this way because my bust measurement and my hip measurements are similar. And on the neckline I increased the neck depth and the neck width by 1/2 inch. And I'm doing it because I don't want the collar to be tight, because we're not wearing a tie, so it doesn't need to be tight. Now I'm going to make the same adjustments that I've done for the front pattern at the back pattern. For the back neck, I only increased the neck width by 1/2 inch. I didn't touch the neck depth. You're going to measure from the shoulder tip to the armhole line. You're going to mark the midpoint and draw a line from that to the center back. This is to form the yoke. Then I got another piece of paper and I'm going to be putting it under my pattern so that I can trace out the yoke. So using my tracing wheel, I'm going to trace out just the yoke part for the back. After tracing it, I used my pen to go over the points and just redraw it so it will be clear. Going back to the front pattern, I'm going to be removing 3/4 of an inch out from the top part because you would notice that some of your shirts, the shoulder seam isn't directly at the shoulder, it right towards the front. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be joining this to the back yoke. Then I folded the front pattern on the shoulder line. And I placed it on the yoke, trying to add it. Then I realized that they were facing different directions. So what I did was I went back to the back yoke and I traced it on the other side of the paper so that it would be on the same side as the front pattern. After doing that, then I placed the front pattern on the back yoke, and I'm going to trace that 3/4 line that we drew earlier. After tracing it, I used my biro to draw out the lines. And this is what the complete yoke looks like now. Then I drew a line from my neckline outward. Now to get the size of the placket, usually the size of the placket is determined by the size of the button. And for me, I'm using a 1/2 inch button. So the size of my placket is going to be 3/4 of an inch. On that line, the first thing I'm going to mark is half of the placket value for the extension. And then I'm going to make a mark for the full value of the placket. This is the placket facing. And then I marked a 1/2 inch for my allowance. And the next thing I'm going to do is to repeat the markings on the hemline and then connect the points using a straight line. And I did make a mistake while I was marking it, so in case you're wondering why the double lines. Now at the side seam from the hemline, I measured 1.5 inches upward and I made a mark. Then from the center front, I measured 3.5 inches. I'm going to be leaving that part straight. And then I connected the 2 points using my free hand, kind of draw like a curved shape. The next thing I did was to add seam allowance to the pattern. On the hemline and side seam, I used 5/8 of an inch for the allowance. So I'm going to be using the second line as the new shoulder line, and I added a 1/2 inch to my shoulder and my armhole. While on the neckline, I used 3/8 of an inch for my seam allowance. On the back pattern, I extended the back yoke and I added an extra inch because we're going to be having a pleat at that point. And from that point, I drew a line and tried to blend it into the center line. Just like I did for the front pattern, I'm going to take the same measurement and shape the hemline for the back. Then I indicated that the center back would be unfold. And then added my seam allowance around the pattern. After adding seam allowance to my back pattern, I also added seam allowance to my yoke. And I just added a ½ inch all around, except for the neckline where I added 3/8 of an inch. Then I indicated that I'm going to be cutting 2 pieces for the yoke. After adding the seam allowance, I cut out all the patterns. On the front pattern, I wrote to indicate the overlap, the facing, and the allowance. And that's it. This is the front pattern for the shirt, and this is the back pattern, and this is the yoke. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified for the remaining parts of this tutorial. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.